What's going on, Ready Players? Today's video I'm going to be naming my top 10 horror games I'm most excited about coming to PlayStation VR2 and other VR platforms in 2024, as well as the end of this year. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more PSVR2 videos, including my playthroughs, reviews, news, and more. And now without further ado, let's jump into it.
I didn't want to get dragged into this.
First game up on my list, Numada. Deep in the Missouri countryside, a small town is being ravaged by a series of murders at the old Clover Hill apartments. After a traumatic brain injury and the passing of his late wife, homicide detective David Hernandez is determined to bury himself in his work and investigate the mysterious complex. The tenants are going missing, screams echo, and blood seeps through the walls of Clover Hill. As a detective, unravel the truth that lies within and recover your fragmented memories, or succumb to the horrors that lurk in the shadows within this sinister blend of survival and psychological horror. Numada is a true Lovecraftian survival horror with disturbing and brutal gameplay, enveloped by the psychological horrors that exist somewhere between reality and the beyond. With a fractured mind, you must investigate, explore, and fight for your life as you lose yourself trying to survive the unimaginable horrors within the walls of Clover Hill. Find items, weapons, and clues that will help you uncover the sinister truth behind it all, as the only way forward is to delve deeper. Really digging the visuals, setting, and teases of gameplay with this one. It's giving me indie Resident Evil Village vibes. I'm going to remain optimistic and wait till we get more details. Until then, Numada is rumored to be released sometime in the end of this year. Next game up on my list, Affected the Asylum. Affected the Asylum takes everything that made Affected the Manor an enthralling immersive experience and adds brand new game modes, interaction mechanics, and story-driven content, all experienced by up to 4 players. The Asylum will push you to your limits as you attempt to survive the night with your sanity intact. A social horror experience like no other, rumored to be launching on all major VR platforms in 2024. Next game up on my list, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Five Nights at Freddy Help Wanted 2 is the third game in the franchise to be developed by Steel Wool Studios. It is the 10th mainline installment in the Five Nights at Freddy series. Help Wanted 2 had a playable demo at PAX West 2023, which included 3 mini-games, which were Breaker Room, which has the player distracting Funtime Freddy with a megaphone while pulling 1 to 2 levers at a time, filling a gauge. Bonk-a-Bon, a Five Nights at Freddy's reimagining of the classic Whack-A-Mole game. And Carousel, a rhythm-based level where the player fixes 3 puzzle panels, with each making a part of the carousel move. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 is set to release sometime in December 2023. Next game up on my list, Fasmophobia. Fasmophobia, the multiplayer ghost hunting horror game that took PC by storm, is heading to the PlayStation 5 soon, with full PlayStation VR2 support to boot. However, it won't be coming quite as soon as I expected. Originally planned for a release in August, developer Kinetic Games has delayed the launch. I'm guessing we'll be able to get our hands on the PlayStation VR2 version sometime in 2024. With this rumored to be the scariest VR title ever made, and personally never experienced it, I cannot wait to jump into this one. Next game up on my list is Mannequin. Extraterrestrial mannequins focus on close combat and can time freeze humans just by touching them. You'll have to physically pose your body in order to blend in among the time-frozen humans though, making you think creatively on how best to blend into your surroundings and keeping a pose as you're surely inspected for any signs of life. Human agents specialize in ranged combat with an EMP gun to neutralize the aliens. An EMF reader helps you locate threats, and EMP generators for recharge and advantage in combat. On the human team, voice chat lets you communicate and strategize internally without the opponent team eavesdropping on them. Each of the game's levels features power stations that mannequins can steadily drain. Draining 2 power stations will grant the team enhanced powers, including the ability to see exactly where your enemy is. This can quickly turn the tide of a match, but power stations make for high-risk areas that agents are likely to keep under close watch. Make sure you're not stumbling into a trap. Agents also have another reason to defend these power stations. If mannequins haven't claimed them within 3 minutes of the start of the match, the human team will get the upgrades instead. Each side can also revive any downed allies, but this too creates the perfect opportunity for a deadly ambush. This makes each game of Mannequin a sharp, tight, and tense exercise in hide and seek. Can the mannequins fool the agents into thinking they're friendly, then strike at the right moment? Or will an agent's cunning and use of gadgets help them come out on top? The veteran VR studio has also just released its single-player RPG on the PlayStation VR2, Vampire the Masquerade Justice, that I'm currently playing on the channel and having an absolute blast with. Hopefully Mannequin is something really special. Trying to hide from the aliens, keeping still sounds like a really cool idea for a VR horror multiplayer title. Ask yourself, who can you trust? Next game up on my list, Arizona Sunshine 2. Sharpen your machete and load your shotgun. It's time to say hello to your old pal Fred. Arizona Sunshine 2, the next-gen sequel to the fan-favorite VR apocalypse, packs even more gorgeous zombie action. Welcome back to the sun-kissed, zombified Arizona, narrated by the unmistakable quips of our dark human protagonist. In a post-apocalyptic world where every bullet counts, experience the thrill of realistic combat as you wield all new and fan-favorite weapons, from shotguns to machetes and flamethrowers. And what's better than braving the end of the fucking world? Surviving it with your new best friend, Buddy. Not only is Buddy your four-legged companion through thick and thin, he's also the goodest boy and will help take down those pesky Freds for you. In a desolate world, suddenly, you're not so alone anymore. It's funny how things go.
Just stay with me, stay with me. It's gonna be okay, bud. It's gonna be okay. Ah, shit!
Arizona Sunshine 2 will be released on December 7th, 2023 on MetaQuest, PSVR2, and Steam VR platforms.
Blah, 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 blah.
Next game up on my list is Happy Funland.
You had never heard of Happy Funland theme park,
This theme park you're breaking into here was built by a guy named Mort Grizzly.
or its tragic tale.
You ever heard anything about Mort Grizzly or Randy Roden? Or about that terrible tragedy that closed this whole place down?
When you agreed to meet a total stranger named Larry
Yeah, so I'm Larry. Thanks for entering my ad.
in the middle of a South Florida swamp. Perhaps if you had known of the grisly events that happened there, you wouldn't have agreed to the job.
South Florida's happiest and funnest theme park.
Hey, I'm Rob, creator of Happy Funland, an upcoming VR horror game about exploring an abandoned theme park.
Where fun conquers boredom and fantasy vanquishes reality. Should just said where fun comes to die, be more like it.
In the game, you've agreed to meet a stranger named Larry
So come on, hop on the boat, we can get started.
to explore the remains of Mort Grizzly's Happy Funland, built in the late 1960s by the firearms, alcohol, and tobacco kingpin, and closed soon after his death.
You know, there's a rumor he's cryogenically frozen here somewhere in the park.
Once making it inside, you'll discover more of the park's dark history and even ride many of its former attractions, such as Feral Squirrel's Nutty Excursion. It's a happy little grizzly world. Pirate boat ride Marauders of the Tropic Isles. And the haunted house dark ride Grizzly Manor. No lines, no waiting, no escape. Happy Funland will be releasing later this year on Steam VR, and we're excited to have partnered with Perp Games to bring Happy Funland to the PlayStation VR2 with both digital and physical releases.
I always loved the idea of dark Disney urban legends, so this one has me super excited to visit this demonic haunted theme park, which is rumored to be released sometime in March 2024. Will this be the crappiest place on Earth? Next game I have up on my list is Madison VR. What would you do if you woke up locked in a dark room with your hands covered in blood? Play as Luca and endure the brute torture of Madison, a demon that has forced him to continue a gory ritual started decades ago, making him commit abominable acts. Will you be able to finish this sinister ceremony? Madison VR now plunges you even deeper into its immersive and terrifying world. With the utilization of an instant camera in your virtual hands, bridge the gap between our world and the unknown. Snap photos, develop them by yourself to solve puzzles, explore the shadows, and above all, survive. I've been holding out on this amazing looking horror game since the VR was announced. But hopefully we get more news on it by the end of this year.
There is no victory to be had here. There is only survival.
Next game up on my list, Behemoth. In Behemoth, players will sink into an all-new world of danger, survival, and mystery from the creators of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. In Behemoth, take on the role of a diseased wanderer lost in the frigid, forsaken lands. Overcome dangerous environments, deadly warriors, and towering behemoths using immersive, weighty VR combat and lifelike physics. Travel through strange, otherworldly environments and overcome all, no matter how large, that stands in your way. This game jumped to the top of my list from the gorgeous cinematic trailer alone, not to mention these are the guys behind the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners games. A Witcher-esque world inhabited by giant kaiju monsters is something I never knew I wanted so bad in VR, but now I do. Can't wait to see some gameplay and a release date on this one. And now for my final game, Resident Evil 4 Remake on the PlayStation VR2.
How far could he have gone?
One of the best remakes of one of the best games of all time is now getting a PlayStation VR2 upgrade, and I couldn't be more excited. Step into the shoes of Leon S. Kennedy and immerse yourself in a horrifying and harrowing rescue mission. I'm currently playing through Resident Evil Village on the channel right now, and I have to say it's probably the best VR game I've ever played. So you can understand why my anticipation of Resident Evil 4, which I think is a better game overall than Village, is so high. The ability to block with your knife, aim freely, manually reload in this gorgeous, top-notch remake is going to be something else. And could be, in my opinion, the best game on PlayStation VR2 when the free DLC is available. Capcom just announced that Resident Evil 4 Remake is coming to PlayStation VR2 this winter, with rumors saying it's coming actually this year. So fingers crossed we get it in 2023. Alright guys, that'll do it for my top 10 most anticipated horror games coming to PlayStation VR2 and other platforms. Let me know in the comments what VR horror games you're most excited for. If you enjoyed the content, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay notified for my VR playthroughs, reviews, and news. Any support you show will be greatly appreciated. Also, comment if you'd like to see me play any game in particular. Thanks for hanging out, Ready Players. I'll catch you in the next one.